Meet Newt and Arthur, two very playful cats who rarely sit still. So, of course, I chose to paint them from two different photographs and anchor the scene with the Persian carpet. Coming up with ideas is often the easy part. This is how I bring those ideas to life. Using the tools on PowerPoint, I remove the background, resize the images, and place them side by side to trace right off the screen. The carpet design was drawn roughly from memory until I found a suitable reference. Now using a grid, I'm going to transfer it to an 8 by 10 inch mixed media artboard. To keep it simple, I'll be using a limited color palette of Ivory Black, Cadmium Red Medium, Yellow Ochre, and Titanium White. But first, I'm going to add a tonal wash of raw umber for the underpainting. Because it's paper, the paint gets absorbed very quickly, and there's no time to neatly blend the wash. Am I concerned about uneven overlap layers of raw umber? No, not in the least. I just want to cover the bright white of the artboard. Train your eye to find the subtle differences in tonal value. Simply put, it's the dark, medium, and light tones in the photo. Make it more obvious by turning the colored photo to grayscale. Let's move on to color. Painting in sections and layers from dark to light is a good way to start. Now, even though the fur looks black, there are subtle color variations in it. That's why I'm using a mix of Ivory Black and Cadmium Red Medium for the darkest values. Adding a touch of Titanium White to this mix will lighten it just enough for medium tones. Ivory Black represents blue in this palette, so when it's mixed with Cadmium Red Medium, it will make purple. Once you add Titanium White to the mix, that purple becomes more pronounced. And although it's a muted purple, the subtlety of it is perfect for these cats. For the ears, I'm using the same combination of colors, but this time with more red and less black. It may be hard to see the details when the fur is so dark, but there is tonal value there, and that's what I'm painting now. Painting fur can be challenging, but if you think in terms of tonal value, you'll be able to paint any subject, no matter the complexity. At this point, I'm not quite sure of the background color, so I'll start with this mauve and maybe add a little yellow ochre later on. Acrylic paint dries darker, so it's necessary to brighten with layers of color, and using a limited palette I find makes that easier to do. Having fewer color options forces you to think outside the box and make the most of what you have. Sometimes, however, you may need to add another color to the mix. Since the eyes are the focal point and this green looks kind of dull, I will paint over it with a brighter green. Did you know that purple brings out green? I like to add some purple around the eye area to make the green pop. This cadmium yellow medium will make the eyes more vibrant. Whenever I add a new color, I always mix it with a color from my limited palette. What I did here was mix the yellow with Ivory Black to make green. Adding white to this will make it lighter, but more pastel looking. Adding more yellow will increase the saturation. Once again, to make this green, mix cadmium yellow medium with ivory black and add a touch of white. This is what it looks like. Because acrylic dries darker, it may be necessary to add 2 or more layers of color and highlights. Subjects like this can be made easier to paint when you simplify the process. Build the tonal layers, dark, medium, and light, instead of jumping right into detail. Details can be added as a final layer, just like a cherry on top of a cake. This handmade chart is what I often use to match color. Red and white makes pink. Red, black, and white makes a warm purple. Black, red, and white makes a cool purple. Yellow and red makes orange. I don't know about you, but I'm very particular about maintaining proportion and accuracy. So I'm using a white charcoal pencil here to redraw the outline and mark the carpet detail. To make sure the perspective and the angle of the carpet was correct, I simply held the painting over the carpet and took a picture of it at about the same angle as a reference photo. That's the photo I used to outline and color the carpet. It's very easy to create color harmony with a limited palette. Since I started using just 4 colors, it has become much easier to identify warm and cool tones. Here I'm dabbing a mix of cadmium red medium and yellow ochre with a round brush tip to add texture and brighten the carpet. Watching a painting slowly come to life with every brushstroke is so exciting. The process of creating is often the most fun part. All it takes is one idea and the will to see it through. I hope this demo has provided you with some helpful tips and techniques to bring your very own ideas to life. Thanks for watching.